Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Sean Higgs coming at you a little midday money on a Friday. January. Almost said December the 6th, but it's January the 6th, 2023. Welcome on into the show. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. Win free picks. Come say hello on Facebook and the YouTube channels. The link is there for our podcast at Believe. Check it out. Apple, iTunes, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart, wherever. Amazon Music, we're everywhere. I don't know if that's good or bad. Who knows? I do a live show and load it up afterwards. People are probably like, oh, this doesn't help me. But listen, those in the comment section, that's what it's about. Everybody who comes in asks their thoughts or my thoughts on their games. That's what we do here. That is what we do. Twitter, Mr. Sean Higgs. Come say hello. Give me a follow. The free picks are now tweeted. Let's see. Are they tweeted? Let's go. They are tweeted. It's officially tweeted out on the Twitter universe. So there is that in the chat. We will add the banners for everybody here to see. And let's get right to it here. We'll do a little recap from yesterday's recap. 2-2-1 with our college hoops. 86 and 70 plus 565 in the video. Not a good day in my premiums. I go 5 and 9. Listen, still plus money for the year. But whatever. A little losing day there. What can we do? NBA, 22 and 21 plus $1.25 because the Celtics get it done. Not too bad there. Excuse me there. I had to pause the show. And I said with Lenny, I was like, Celtics and the under. I should have put the under in here as well because giving up 150, well, you knew you're going to come back strong here. So 22-21 plus 125 Celtics winner. Hockey losers with the Coyotes. 14 and 24 down 230. Now, let's move on to our plays for Friday night. So our Friday night show picks. Here we go. We'll start backwards. We'll start in the NHL. As I mentioned, lose yesterday, but we'll take the Red Wings under the 6.5 today. We'll see how we do. They kind of let me down on an under the other day, but I'm back on it. I think, Stevie Yzerman, Chris Osgood, between the pipes. People probably don't know who that is. NBA, much like our Celtic, and I hate saying easy winners, but it was the Clippers today, plus 3.5. Are you kidding me? Humiliated on TV last night, and not even a waiting period. You get them right in a back-to-back. And I know Kawhi and George, they can't play back-to-back games. Well, they played like 13, 14 minutes the other day. 14 minutes last night, 17 minutes.
Wait, they played last night?
They didn't show up.
They played. I think Paul George and Kawhi together played 30 minutes, shot 3 for 17.
Bounce back time.
100% a bounce back. Clippers by double digits.
Yeah, Clippers today. Let's go Clippers. And college hoops, only a couple, short card, which I don't mind because I was already looking into college hoops for tomorrow because we have, slight larger schedule. I think 140 games. Give me Cal here. It's plus 9. I got a plus 8 last night, so it's a plus 9. It is what it is. Not the best number for me on the sites at plus 8, but I still think Cal. I'll take them here with the points. And there we go. Everybody have a good weekend. Take care. Bye-bye. I'm only kidding, everybody. I'm only kidding. Let's get to some comments first, and then we'll do some Tim NBA in a minute. But Dave was in here waiting early. How are you? Like the Bulls, plus 4.5. Big, he says. Oh, boy. I hate USC and Washington Huskies at basketball last night. Excellent. Yeah, USC, we said there against UCLA, getting the double digits. Now, NBA-wise, you like the Bulls big here against the Sixers. Lines tick down a notch. Let's bring in Mr. Tim here for some NBA. Let's see, yes. Tim. What do you got going on here? Yes. NBA. You like the Bulls today, right?
Yeah. This is one of those numbers kind of thrown out the window. The Bulls play good against the better teams. For whatever reason, I think they're 8-1 combined against the Celtics, Nets, Bucks, and Sixers or something. Against the top teams in the East, they're 8-1. But put them up against the Detroit Pistons or the Spurs or the Knicks or any of the bad teams, oh, they can't beat them. But they'll play up to them. I think the Bulls win this one outright tonight. That's one of the plays I like. I got it at 5.5. It's down to 4.5. I am on the Pacers. I've been backing the Pacers a bunch. They've been making me a lot of money this year. They're one of the top teams in terms of against the spread this year. And they're on a good pace right now. They've covered in 5 straight, 7 out of their last 9, or 7 out of their last 8, 8 out of their last 10. They've won 4 out of their last 5. Last game, they lost to Philly in overtime, still covered the spread. This Indiana team is on the upswing. Portland's on the downswing. Portland's lost 5 out of their last 7. Their only 2 wins were against Detroit and Charlotte, which are both awful. So Portland going downhill, Pacers going uphill. I'm on the Pacers. Importance of betting your lines early. I'm on the under 234 in that Bucks game. It's down to 232. I just see the Hornets not really doing much on offense in that one.
Agree.
The Hornets team total under if you wanted as well. I could see that one being a 120 to 95 type game, a blowout. Obviously, I'm not laying 10 points on the Bucks though. That's just not my style. I'll grab the Thunder at home, minus the 1.5. I'll be backing them a bunch at home. They've been covering spreads, although they are a slight favorite today against a Wizards team that just got their 5-game winning streak snapped. But I'll take the Thunder in that one. I should have bet it last night and got the better number because the Clippers were 5.5 last night. They're down to a 3. I just took their money line plus 142.
Yeah.
Took that during the ESB show because I looked down like, wait a minute, what am I doing here? They just got blown out. They shot like 3 for 37 from the 3-point line. No, this is a comeback game for them. That's probably one of my favorite plays of the day at this point. And then I do have 2 best bets. They're in the Spurs game and the Suns game. But I lot of good plays today that I really do like. It should be a fun card for me.
We don't want fun. We want a winning card, too. Come on. We want the winning card.
Fun, winning. Kind of not a fun card if they're losing. So
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Tate the Greats in. Happy Friday. Look at a couple basketball today. Harvard moneyline, Rider, Ball State moneyline at minus 15 up to 140 now, and Manhattan moneyline. All right, so let's look at some Ivy. Some Ivy action. Harvard and Brown. You like Harvard? All right. No, again, I liked a couple games today in college. That's not one of them. We got the Cal here. We'll see if anybody talks about any other games for today that I like. But the Ivy action, I don't know. You want to take Harvard here as a pick 'em, basically. Sure, I'll go Harvard with you as well. Now, next up, we'll hit to the AA MAC with Ryder. I don't know here. I kind of like Quinnipiac. I'd lean a little Quinnipiac here. Give me Quinnipiac. And the other MAC area. We got who? Ball State and the Zips here in Akron. Again, I would lean to the dog. Here. And now you also have Manhattan as a late ad here out of the other MAC. There's the MAC and the MAC against the Canisius. You like the Jaspers? I don't know. I mean, you have a 2-11 team as a small fave here. What's up? 2-11 favored on the road or winless? You know I'm going to have to say Canisius. You know that's coming. Daily Best Bets Team Money. Hello, my friend, on a beautiful Friday. It is a nice Friday. Most of props yesterday. Cast most of the props and the Sacred Heart. There you go. Yeah, the Sacred Heart one was a good play there. No limits in the house. Happy New Year there, my fella. How you been? Good to see you. We're rolling along every day. You know how we do. How are you? Team money coming in today. Got the Clippers money on last night plus 144. Yep. Ryan the Hawks against the Lakers. I don't listen. The Lakers. You want to fade the Lakers? I don't mind that. Take the gate. Hit me with a bless you. Had a little sneeze. Thank you very much. It happens. I did have the mute. Hopefully, it didn't come across the thing. People listening after the fact are probably like, "What's this guy talking about?" I'm not watching. I don't have the. It's not a live video on there. Ball State 2.5. Toledo. Let's go. Let's just jump into the MAC here. So the Ball State, again, I kind of like Akron there. You want to go over Toledo 155. It's come down. This was a 157 opener. It's on its way down. I would have to, again, not that you chase numbers and stuff. And again, college hoops for me, 29 and 17, not terrible. It's good plus money there. But again, I don't think that is my really strong point. In this spot here, I look at the numbers. I'm going to have to say take the under in that game. And you like the over in the Canisius game here. What do you got here? Well, it's 143. It's down to 140. Again, I would have to look at an under. You have a team that's winless on the road. They got 2 wins. They're not a great team. Got some shooting issues, obviously. Can't win if you can't score, as my buddy Scoop likes to say. And here you go. You got a team shooting 40%. You're betting overs. No limits. Bringing a few NBA props. There we go. We need some NBA props because short kind of card today for me in the video.
Here's one. Jokic triple-double. And you know what? And honestly, why not Kawhi and Paul George props?
Yeah, that's what I would be looking at, the Clipper game in a bounce-back spot.
There you go. There's 3 of them right there.
The Bulls, James, yes. NFL's flipping a coin. Is that where I said to Tim before? I said before shows. I said, "What is going on here? Have we heard any news on this? On what we're doing here? Anything official? Let's flip a coin." Hey. Reynolds, who do you like more, Thunder or San Antonio tonight? I mean, me personally, I don't like either of these games. I bet the Clippers. That is it. The rest of the NBA, to me, not really interested in. Not really interested in. Lane, what do you say? What do you got here? Sam Houston let me cash SA, but I did hit on FIU. Let me down. That's probably a let me down yesterday. Did hit FIU outright, so I'm happy. I had a FAU. I had one of them. I had a couple close losses yesterday. A little frustrating with those. It is what it is. That's the way it's been for the last couple weeks in college. Hit them all early in November. All those little half-pointers, one-pointers were going my way. Of late, they're going the other way. I know they bounce out, but it's just frustrating when they all go down on one day. Mrs. Wayne to bet New Jersey tonight, depending on who's playing. The Devils? It's got to be Devils hockey, New Jersey? What are we talking about here? We're talking about the Nets, New Jersey Nets. You still call them New Jersey Nets?
Yeah, that's the only thing I could think of is Brooklyn.
I'm guessing. I was going to say, I mean, that's good if you call them New Jersey Nets. I like it. All right, no limits coming in. Bulls game looking at Nikola Vukovic, 11.5 rebounds. Also taking Vuk on his points, 16.5. I'd run up to 19. Jump in next game, take Randall on rebounds. He still plays, Julius Randall? He was supposed to be a stud coming out of college, right? He went to Kentucky. All right, 11.5. And so basically you want to look for a giant double-double, bringing it up on the Bulls. Well, we like the Bulls, so we will ride that with you. Ball State money line, he says. I'm gonna say I like Akron here. I like both. I like Akron, and your other one there. I kind of liked. Who is that? Canisius. What's that other one you liked? I feel about Fairfield. Hold on a second. I just hit the wrong. I went to NFL betting.
876, and that one's one of those weird lines. Fairfield is a 3.5 point fave at home. There's 6 and 8 going against 8 and 5 Niagara.
Yeah. I I mean, I have all the lines in front of me here. I'm just, again, I have two games I liked. Uh, again, these are just tough. I want to take that. I like all these little dogs in the conference here. I mean, short of Siena, I got Siena -8 over St. Peter's. I'm not a Peters guy. They're a totally different team than last year's tournament team. Coached the whole kit and caboodle there. Again, I see Quinnipiac as a basket dog. Give me Quinnipiac there. Canisius favored on the road with 0 road wins. Uh, you know, now the Fairfield one I could see. You look at it as they're favored over a better team, but I kind of like Niagara as well. Here. Book points have 17. Wow. So usually it's 15. You thought it'd be 16. It's 17 and a half. They're on to you. Well, and they probably think they're going to exploit the inside of the Sixers, man. The Sixer team, maybe they know who's sitting. Maybe and they know something already. NFL week is going to be beautiful. Really groovy? I think it's going to be a total who the heck knows kind of weekend. And I'm a little worried. I think I got good numbers, but things happen, and what am I going to do? Things change.
Can we be honest about this weekend? Why don't we just bet the under in every single game and move on?
No, I don't think you could even do that, bro. I mean, I got a couple unders. No, because I could see just teams. They're talking about. I'm seeing stuff like Hurts is going to play the entire game. Like Hurt, you don't think Phillies want to get back in track? You're going to have you're going to have him sit. Yes. I mean, I kind of like the under Philly there. I got 43. Well, I'd be shocked if this game is 40-24 or something. Like you got guys going to come in.
I don't think the Giants are scoring that much. I think they're going to be sitting a bunch of guys.
Yeah, but still, people want to go in there, and I got a contract. I got to worry about feeding my family next year.
True.
You got guys who.
So is the defense thinking that too? So I don't know. It's going to be a tricky week.
It's a ridiculous. Like I had bet all my sides out of the gate, thinking, like in the past, everything goes at one time. They're not going to start dilly-dallying around with games. I wasn't planning on a suspended game. I bet looking ahead in week 1, week 9, week 11, 15, 8, 20, week 47. I think this happens on this Sunday, which in fact, I'm going to get a number on this Sunday for that reason. Hence, Philly -3. I was thinking, let's take the Giants here first. Philly's down early. They're not coming back. They look bad. I'm going to take Philly -3 in a must-win game. Hi, it's a 14. Looks good. Other spots, not so good. The Chargers now got nothing to play for. +1 might as well be +10. I think Denver will probably run them out of the building. Chargers, I can see scores 0. It wouldn't shock me there. Cincinnati, Baltimore game. What the heck have the Ravens got to play for? They're coming with a third-string quarterback. This line was at 6. It's 7. It's going to be 10 by kickoff when people realize what's going on here. I mean, beautiful. I think it's terrible. And it's always a bad week, 17. I mean, you're saying it's beautiful. I want to know who you have. Let me know. I want to know the games beforehand, not after the fact. Trey Jones under points Spurs in the NBA, says Tyson McBride. It's all you, bud. I am not an NBA player prop guy. No, thank you. Playoff time, I'll maybe dabble a little bit. But let's be honest, NBA playoffs are here, and we're betting, 8 baseball dogs, and we have some ribby props for +140. Don Perez, Maryland, and Riverside. Shaking my need a comeback day. Terrible. Maryland, a no-show. And that was a really, not that I say it's like a no-brainer, but you're in a game where you get routed and the other team's off a monster win. You think you're going to be close. And Riverside as a fave, terrible. No limits coming in with the Knicks on the money line. Hawks -134 on their money line over the Lakers. I can't ever tell anybody about the Lakers. I mean, I shouldn't say never. Very rarely will come in with a Laker play. And the Knicks, I think, are worth a shot because this the Raptor team is kind of spiraling out of control. I mean, I think at one point they were like 11-3 at home or something like that. They got a pretty good home record. Now they're 11-9. Crazy. Dave says, well, I clicked it, didn't pop on here. Tim, I'm looking at taking the Pacers as well.
Yep.
It's Tim's little squad. He likes the Pacers.
Them and the Kings have been just two little money makers for me. You gotta try to go into a season and be like, all right,
I
which
like a
team's
team.
gonna fly
Yes.
underneath the radar and cover a bunch of spreads for me? I thought this last year with the Pacers and the Kings. I'm like, I really like the cores. I like Halliburton. I like Fox. I like Buddy Hield, Debutant Sabonis. And I mean, they all got traded back and forth, but I liked those cores. And when it comes to it, that's what you got to find is teams that you really like and just ride with them for a while. And that's what I've been doing with the Kings and the Pacers all year, and they've been paying me out. It's been nice. But at the same time, I did that with football. I really liked the Raiders and the Cardinals, and they kicked my butt. So sometimes you get them right, sometimes you get them wrong. It happens.
Yes, it does.
Yes, Pacers today. Pacers.
And again, back to that, whether it's NBA or whatever, like I do the same with college football, college hoops, baseball. You kind of like a team, and you're, from in my case, if I have a baseball future or something, I think the team's going to perform a certain way. Like Tim talks about his Kings and Pacers. College would be whoever I kind of like. You'd kind of want to stick to betting them because you feel like this team's going to do something and take care of business. And that's the way it kind of like separates you, right? If a team's going bad, that's when you got to adjust your kind of numbers, come in, make some adjustments, and move on. Ninja 13 is in the house. Yale Dartmouth under. No real opinion on the total here for this game. I mean, it's 129.5 last night. I mean, that's right around where it should be. You want to go under? I'm not going to say no, right? Dartmouth, not a great squad. I mean, Yale's a 15-point fave here. Ms. Denver went to -3 from +3. Yep. Yeah. That's what happens when they cancel a game and things just randomly change. I mean, you can't do that. You can't do that. Michael's in the house. Good morning. No limit. Careful. Last time they played, Raptors were struggling and on a losing streak. Siakam, Swaggy P 52. Probably the reason why the Knicks are dogs in this spot. Yeah, again, looks like everybody's betting Toronto. The line's ticked up a little notch here. I'm all for taking a little dog. Now, am I going to run to bet NBA dogs? No limit? You know I'm not doing that. Kind of like history repeating himself here with the Raptors again. Looking like crap now facing Knicks. Could be. I mean, the numbers move tells you that they think Toronto's going to win. So how much is there? No limit. I understand. You're still taking the Knicks, by the way. Again, that's a no. The only one for me today is Clippers. Michael, sorry I just got here. We already talked about it. Grab 8.5 for Stanford. I grabbed them already. They're in the chat here at a 9. I got them last night at a +8, so not the best number. Not the best number. Pelicans and Nets, Tim.
If you're going after anything in the game, I'm grabbing the Pelicans, who are 17-4 at home this year. But no Zion is going to be a little bit tricky for them because that's a big chunk of their offense, and still no Ingram. And against a Nets team that's won 12 out of their last 13 games.
That's
so that one was just kind of a game I stayed away from. I didn't really need to go after that one. I have 7 other plays on the NBA slate that I like.
Don't play it. Don't have to play. Anthony Pounded coming in. What do we got here? Small Cartel is able to scrape today 4 plays NBA hockey. Bet and forget it. Listen. That's what you got to do. NBA Cornell minus the 4 Harvard pick. I'm dog today. Detroit money line versus Wright State. Here we go. Detroit and Wright State. What's that one? 3.5 with Detroit. Is that still 3.5? All right, well, let me just jump into the Ivy here real fast. So Cornell, Penn usually plays them pretty good. I'd lean more to Penn here. Harvard at a pick 'em. Yes, I mentioned that before to somebody else. against Brown. And then here we go off to the horizon with this Detroit Titans. Used to be Detroit Mercy. You're going to take a little 3. Wow, this is a 4.5 now, I say? Is this correct? It was a 3.5 last night. It's gone up a point. I don't know if I agree with that move. What do we got here in this matchup? That's I see the 41% shooting percentages. I'm going to want to run to that team while Wright State's shooting 50%. Again, this game didn't pique my interest yesterday. I'm all for taking a dog, though, so I guess I'll ride the dog with you there. Big waves. Eric's in the house. Knicks, Spurs, Clippers here. A lot of people like the Knicks. Clippers for sure. And Spurs, I do not have an opinion on. Here we go. Hot Stove Cray update. Yes, Anthony. I said to Tim coming in, I said, Mets walking away. You can't give this guy 8, 9, 10, 11 years. Obviously, that's a no. Oh, they're going to maybe give him instead of 12 years, give him 10. You can't. Here you go. You want 4 years? You want to give him 45 million, 50 million? If you want to give him 50 million a year for 4 years, I'll say fine. At least you get 2 years out of him and the World Series, you're happy. You can't. Sorry, Carlos. You can't give this guy more than that. Some team will. I mean, heck, the Yanks. You want to give this guy 45 million a year for 4 years, 5 years? It could be worth a shot. Can his leg hold up for 2 years? Maybe he can't play the field. That's fine. Throw him at the DH spot. I don't know. But anything more than 4 or 5 years is a no for any team. And
100% agree.
When it comes to it, how many teams can swallow a back end 70 million?
3.
I mean, you
4.
got the Yanks, the Mets, the Dodgers, and the Dodgers. Listen, they haven't gotten rid of Bauer.
New York, LA.
And they're not doing that. They got the Bauer's on the books for $30 million this year. Plus, they got to pay him his back stuff.
Exactly. Well, you asked who could handle the $70 million on the back end. New York, LA. That's pretty much it.
The Red Sox maybe want to get involved. Maybe the Red Sox. Phillies, I think Phillies, if they do anything, they're going to want another pitcher. They don't want another.
Yeah, no, meaning like who can handle a $70 million at the end of the thing. Yeah. New York, LA, Philly, maybe Boston. Those are the only teams that can really handle that.
And I don't think the Sox will do it because they're like, listen, okay, we could do it, but are we really in a position? Are they in a position to even be close to World Series this year? I'm going to say no. And not just because we like the Yanks in Tampa Bay or the Astros or Seattle. There's a bunch of teams ahead of them in their own division. Yankees, Toronto, and Tampa Bay all ahead.
I think it's very realistic. Boston finishes last in their division again.
Yeah, could very well easily be. Now, do the Giants come back in and like, hey, we'll give you 3 years, 150. We'll give you 50 million for 3 years.
I don't think. Well, the problem is they kind of rejected him because of the physical. I don't think they're going to really be interested in going after him again.
Yeah,
but and they already said that Carlos already said he's not going to really budge on the. He saw the 2 massive deals he could get. He's not going to budge on it.
Yeah, well, nobody's paying him, so it's kind of like somebody on eBay selling something for $1,000. It's got no bids. Everything is selling for $90. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because it's out there, you're worth what somebody wants to pay for you. I love my 1984 G.I. Joes and Star Wars figures. To me, I'll pay whatever. Oh, how much is that his tank? I'll pay $25. I don't care. But if somebody's not going to buy it for $25, it's what it's worth to somebody. What is he? He's not worth 12 years to somebody. He's not getting that. That is at the window. No, who's paying that? What team is coming in to pay that right now?
Nobody. Not with his physical, the way that it went. That 2 teams are like, there's something on there that they don't like.
I mean, especially with the Mets, we're like, oh, we don't care. We're going to get it done anyway. Oh, we don't care. We're just going to drop a year off it. Drop a year off it. The guy's like got a broken, whatever's wrong with his ankle, something serious. And he's played and he's been good, but obviously they think it could just snap and then he's up there in the air cast batting or something. I have no idea.
No, I'm all right with the Mets not getting Correa. I'm 100 unless they go, all right, 3 years, 120 million or whatever it may be.
You know what I'm saying? Fine. You want to give him 30, 35 million a year, even 40. If you have to overpay a little bit,
12
I
years?
understand
No.
that for
No,
any team.
Not the way he is.
Heck, the Cubbies could say, you know what? We'll give you $40 million for 3 years. Good.
Yeah. $40 million a year for 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah. 40. I meant per 3. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
At
They
an average
could.
salary.
I don't really see them doing that, but
I'm just saying any team could say we'll give you a shot for a year or two.
yeah. And then
He's got to take.
Who are they going to go after now? Because Cohen's going to want something else.
Oh, who's that? Nobody's out there. Who are you getting? Andrew
That's the
McCutcheon's
problem,
coming to town.
Nobody else left.
Here comes Andrew McCutcheon. Andrew McCutcheon, Johnny Cueto, and Michael Waka. There you go. No, not interested in that little veteran combo?
No, I'm not. No, I am not.
I take those 3 cats.
Yeah, but not in a yes. Yeah, I understand not as the big blockbuster move, but
no, you've already had blockbuster moves. What are you talking about?
100%.
Give me.
But you know Steve Cohen's mentality. Oh, we lost DeGrom. Let's go get Verlander. Oh,
I mean that's fine. He was out there.
Correa. What are we gonna go? What is he going to want to go get now?
It's not out there.
Unfortunately, Devers is off the table for the next 11 years.
I think, and that's trade for him during the season when the Red Sox are 31 and 90.
Jeez, that's rough.
That's my Yankee bias coming through. I always want the Sox.
Hopefully the Braves will be down there with them then.
Eric says, "How am I supposed to cap NFL this week?"
You're not. Good luck. Right, Eric. Here's how you're gonna do it. You take your hand, you go like this, and go.
I mean,
sweet.
The line moves this week. Let's talk about Kansas City. It was 10, went to 7, back to 9.
I like the Raiders.
I put the Raiders out here in the video. I put the Raiders out here just for the Raiders and the Jags. Yeah, give me the Raiders to take a shot here. Kansas City is apparently the 1 seed, even though they lost to the 2 teams that should be ahead of them.
Yeah.
Jags, I got them at a 5.5. Now it's up to 6.5.
I like the Titans.
To me, it just seems like everyone's just saying Henry's going to run over them. And Dobbs.
Titans team or a rested Titans team, I should say, not healthy. A rested Titans team. 11 days off, and they played Thursday night where they sat half their guys.
I guess they still haven't won. They've lost 7 straight.
Correct.
And your quarterback was on a practice squad for another team. Now, we can get back to young quarterbacks, right? We could talk about this. You drafted a young quarterback, and yet you got a guy, again, off the scrap heap, literally off the practice squad from another team, not even like your own practice squad guy. And not that I'm saying he's the answer or the rookie or the rookie's the answer, but do you not want your guy to kind of get some reps, or you're just that desperate where, okay, this guy's had NFL experience. He can think a little faster on the fly. We'll give it to him.
Yeah, why
not? I don't know. I think the team has a lot of problems. As much as I'm a Titan, because you got to like Titans, right? It's just an ugly bunch.
I kind of lean the points. I don't know if they went outright, but I lean them plus the 6.5. I don't see this one as a blowout.
But why is this line growing? Because people betting this game early. It's not. This is sharp money coming in to move this line early. I mean, it's not. Joe Public are the same people. They're not. I mean, they're looking for refunds on Monday Night Football after the game's suspended. They don't know how the world works, so they need that money in their pocket. There's no way they're betting on Tuesday for a Saturday NFL game. Not happening. Especially when for 2 days they didn't have money in their pockets because their whatever they're betting is tied up in a hold before they get a decision on a game. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So the fact that's moved a point and a half should lead to a little concern there. Jets-Miami game. Jets were favored. Jets went to a 3-point dog. Jets were favored by 2. Now they're back to a 3-point dog.
Joe Flacco's starting.
Joe Flacco's starting here. Are you kidding me?
And the big question is, I'm waiting to see whether or not they make a decision. Are they adding an eighth seed to the playoffs? Because they were talking about it.
Who talked about it? Did some dummy like me and you come on? I think like they should just add an eighth. You can't do that. This isn't union.
I don't think that they should. I'm seeing whether or not they do or not, because that
will
determine a lot in this game.
First of all, you can't. One, that's got to be negotiated. That is a contract. We're adding teams. Correct. There's money involved. Number 2, how the heck, when you're telling the team like you're adding a playoff spot, you think guys are sitting guys next week? You don't think Ron Rivera's, I know, granted, he didn't know he could get eliminated last night. You don't think guys who thought they're out of it all of a sudden are in it now because you got an 8th playoff team? Doesn't change the last 3 weeks of football? People have zero brains. You can't just go in and say, well, this could happen.
No.
They have unions. These guys don't want to play. It's like, oh, I don't have to practice this day. It's because of this. It's like the Major League Players Association. A-Rod, trade me to the Red Sox. I'll take a pay cut. The hell you are. No, that ain't happening because that affects everybody behind you. You know, they don't allow that kind of stuff. You can't just say, just add a team. It's that simple. No, it's not that simple. No, you can't change the entire playoffs. And Buffalo should be playing by itself next week.
See exactly what's happening to actually be able to bet these games.
We're going to put it to a neutral. How is that fair? I mean, and obviously it's neutral. It's not fair to anybody. But teams play the entire year. And I'm not saying you have to blame Buffalo for a guy getting hurt. That game, and people are like, well, they only played a quarter. How do you forfeit? And that's what should happen. I mean, the team was winning. I don't care if it was 5 minutes or 55 minutes.
Correct.
I don't know the laws. I don't know their bylaws and stuff like that. The commissioner could easily say, hey, this is a win. Look at the ramifications of this. You have teams are like, well, why even bother playing this week? This is what's going on here. So I can't move up in the standings because you guys haven't even decided what you want to do till after the fact. I know they're supposed to vote today on something.
Yeah.
You've all been affected the Charger line. I mean, now that, and they've accepted sports betting because these teams now have sports betting in their stadiums.
Correct.
So
Correct.
you have crazy line moves based on all this stuff.
Yes.
Millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars on top of what they have for their own revenue for stuff that these
teams ridiculous. Have. It's really ridiculous.
I mean, the simple, and I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I've been saying it from day one. It's a Bills loss. We move on.
Correct.
Chalk it up. It's a loss, and people, you can't do that. Well,
yes,
I can't move 10 other playoff games either. I mean, what's the easiest solution here? Easiest thing is
none.
Sorry, Buffalo.
There is no easy solution here.
Your guy is fine. I mean, they're talking about like, oh, these guys aren't going to want to go out and play football. The guy wakes up, he's like, did we win the game? Because that's how players think. Did we win? All right, I got hurt. He doesn't know if it's a day later. He's thinking, who knows what he's thinking? I'm not there. Listen, Buffalo in a rout this weekend. We know that's coming. I mean,
I hope so.
It's a loss. It is what it is. You can't give Kansas City a bye week or whatever over two teams they lost to. Totally. And listen, does it hurt Buffalo? Yes. I mean, but who knows? New England wins this weekend. Then at the loss there, it doesn't do anything. But how's that fair to Cincinnati, who I think was going to beat Buffalo that night? I don't know. Yeah. I mean, they looked pretty good on their drives. They already beat Kansas City twice this year and last year again. I mean, Kansas City cannot be the home team. They cannot be the home. They can't have a home game. That's wrong. No. I don't care. You want to have them as their. The championship game should be if Buffalo or Bengals get there against Kansas City, either those teams should be home. It's just that simple. If they're gonna, it's a tie. They can't. It's got to be a loss. You got to give them a loss. You can't give them a tie. That's unfair to Cincinnati. It's unfair to Buffalo too, to both of them. But I mean, to be fair, loss is better than a tie.
I think the main reason why they called it a no contest is both coaches agreed to not resume the game.
Well, the players, they're like, what's this? Yeah, well, I mean, that's fine. I'm not saying that was the right thing to do. Whatever. That was the right thing to do. Everybody's in shock. Like, what the hell just happened here? The guy was fine. He's walking. He falls down. Here, they're giving him CPR. People are like, what? And I'm sure both teams are probably like a little shell-shocked. I got no problem with ending that game. But they should have said, you know what? We're playing Wednesday, guys. Come hell or high water. You want your pay? And again, I sound rude, and that's the way my wife says. You gotta break down your Sean E speak. It's just kind of like, hey, do you want to get paid? You got to play. I'm sorry, I don't care what you guys can go out and take knees and punt for all I care, but you got to finish this game for everything else purposes, And is that wrong? Yeah, guys are still like, what's happening here? He's still hurt. We haven't really heard much. But this is, again, uncharted territories for sure.
100%.
But, it's tough to compare to other jobs and things. But things happen. You got to go back to work. You have to finish the day. Tragedy strikes. This is just a crazy thing where people are like, well, you just move the playoffs back. Oh, it's real simple. It's real simple just to like go rent stadiums and come on.
People are just dumb.
And the captain of this week is good luck. Like again, I mean, here comes Atlanta.
I may not bet many games this weekend.
Atlanta's a 2-point dog. Oh no, by the way, they're an 8-point fave. Oh, here they are now. They're a 2-point fave. Now it's 4. Now it's a pick 'em. I mean, like,
these are just crazy.
What the heck?
I don't know.
And there's still no decision because they're supposed to decide. There's supposed to be a league vote today on this.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure out eventually. Whenever you're available in NFL, come on.
Sixers the best guys out. Embiid's out again. Bulls great pick. Pacers good pick. No, we like the Bulls and the Pacers. And the Sixers again. That's a team. Welcome to the NBA, baby. No betting allowed. You don't know who's even playing. Davis, you Red Wings under 6.5 with backup goalies. Yeah. I'm a sicko, Dave. What can I tell you? Under 6.5. Breaking Vegas in the house. What do you say? Welcome on in. Good to see you. St. Peter's versus Siena. I'm on the other side of that. I got the Saints of Siena. Akron, I do. You got a 3.5 there? I thought that was like a pick 'em, I thought. What was that Akron line? Why do I thought that was lower when I looked at it before? It was a 2, I thought. Oh, it's gone up. Makes sense because everybody's been Ball State. I will lean the other way. Did not bet it though, Michael. Under Wright State, under Harvard, under Manhattan. Under Harvard, sure. The other ones. What are the new lines here? Because I don't know what they came out. T's together at +5. Oh my goodness. T's in college basketball totals. Giants aren't looking as bad for Belknap Korea now. No. Listen, I'm not saying Giants are bad for Belknap. They said something was wrong with them. They said we got to put this on hold, and they're like, well, fine, we're going to go here. That's fine. The Mets are like, okay, no problem. Fly on in. We'll sign you. We'll give you that extra year. You got it. And you can't tell me someone in the Giants called them and be like, hey, take an extra, take a magnifying glass to that ankle or heel or whatever else problem. That's why we backed out. Don't, see for yourselves. And here we are. Dude, we're working on 2+ weeks now. This was before Christmas. So now we're over 2 weeks out of the Mets. They got Korea. And I saw like ESPN sold the thing up how the Mets came in and got this Korea deal done. Yeah, okay. It's going to be funny when Korea signs with like the Braves or something. 1 year, like $25 million or something ridiculous. Tip's like gagging. I was like, over KC. Yes, I like over in KC. 0 defense, and the Raiders got on to play for. So let's be honest. The Raiders, a team I can't even condone betting on. I'm like, this is such a cluster. But yeah, Raiders win outright. How about that? How about Raiders win outright and then totally screws up everything? Then you're going to have a problem because they're going to rule on this today as like a tie, whatever they do here, and then the Raiders will come in and muck everything up. Atlanta Falcons plus the points. Well, they're minus points now. You could have the Falcons +8. Now you got to lay 4. I got them at a pick the other day. What are we doing? Look at lines. Miz, disappointed with the Orioles. No worthy move. 0 moves. Terrible. Like he couldn't do anything. Again, who knows? Maybe Cueto, McCutcheon, and Waco all show up in Baltimore with Mancini as in a rebound.
Did we forget that the Baltimore Orioles had the top 2 prospects in baseball? That they have a very young core that's only going to get stronger?
Well, that's the hope.
Yeah,
that's
I mean, they looked good last year, and they were young in their careers. We got a lot of rookies, first years, second years, and
Dom Smith was great for you. How's Butch Husky work out? Kevin Elster, come on.
That's the thing.
Billy
We don't know how it's going to work out.
Who is their outfielder that thinks Ochoa? Was that Alex Ochoa for you? A big, huge 5-star. He's a 5-tool guy. Who is the outfielder? Huge hype on their outfielder. Couple.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
when was it?
A few years ago, they had some guy. I thought it was Alex Ochoa. I don't know. Listen, young players, fine. See what you do. How many flash in the pans one guys? I mean, Clint Frazier is going to be great. Where's he? The guy's playing in like the Long Island Ducks. I mean, the guy went from being a star
Long
package to the
Island
Cubs. Where's he playing?
Go
The
Ducks.
Yankees don't even play. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they got young players. Well, let's see what happens when the league has a year on you. Let's see if there's not a sophomore slump. I mean, come on.
There could very well be, but
Dude, Winker hit like, or Suarez, who was for the Reds, hit like 40, 50 homers. They come here next year to hit like 6. I mean, Castellanos had 13 homers last year in a bandbox. They got these young guys are going to step
you
up.
never know. The thing is, I'm interested to see what Adley Hutchman,
Rashman,
and Gardner Henderson for the Orioles. I'm very interested to see how their careers go because I do think Adley Hutchinson is really solid catcher.
It's Rushman.
Sorry, Rushman.
I can't pronounce it. I know who you're talking about. The catcher for them. I don't know
the catcher. I think he's very solid, and I'm interested to see what Gardner Henderson does.
Okay, but what else? I mean, you got to bring in some pieces.
Their pitching staff was solid last year. Their bullpen was pretty strong. Hopefully that holds.
They traded their best reliever last year. In a shot where they could have made the playoffs, they traded their best relief pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why they did that. Imagine the Orioles down the stretch with like a Trey Mancini and a Jorge Lopez. That would have been fantastic to see.
Seriously. And that's why
at that moment I knew the Orioles weren't making the playoffs.
And not that I want to come back and like compare it to like old school Yankee teams. I
just don't understand why they did that.
You know, bringing in guys like older veterans. Now, listen, you're bringing Hall of Fame. You're bringing in, Rock Raines and Strawberry and Fielder and a bunch of Chili Davis, Ruben Sierra, like veteran kind of guys. But much like Houston did last year, right? Who did Houston pull in late? They brought in a Mancini, kind of veteran guy, kind of hitter. They picked up a catcher, a little defense. Like, if you're a good team,
you don't need much.
In the Astros case, a very good team. But if you're a good team trying to improve, like Orioles should go bring in McCutchen. You're a big veteran kind of guy. You need him to DH, do a couple things. Sign Cueto. Sign the guy's going to hit some innings for you. You know,
they should go after those types of players. They haven't.
That's who they should be going.
I hope they do some stuff because I am high on this Orioles team coming into next year. I think
a bunch of teams should do that. I mean, listen, I like the Indians. I like the Brewers. Are kind of like smaller clubs that I think could be really good because they have some good players.
They need to spend money.
Bring them in. I mean, I know the Brewers had McCutchen. They let him go. But I mean, do something. Come on. You're wasting 2 awesome pitchers. I think you put Peralta in there. 3 good pitchers, Brew Crew.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. We'll look more towards spring training starts up in a month and a half, 2 months. Roughly. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll go from there.
Groovy talking about the Cubbies. Dansby, Hosmer, Suzuki, Happ, Warner. I mean,
Hosmer. They got Hosmer yesterday.
Decent, solid. I mean, listen,
Hosmer's going to be competitive.
You know, you got guys here who could hit.
Division, no. Wild card, yes.
Can Keegan Thompson kind of take a step forward? You got some decent young pitchers. Are the young pitchers going to take a step? That's what it comes down to. Who's the young guy who's going to step forward for it? But talk about the Angels forever. When are they going to get a pitcher? Reed Detmer's kind of stepped up. Is someone else going to step up on that team? And division-wise, I don't know. I guess I'd still lean towards Brewers because of their Woodruff and Burns there, and even Peralta with their kind of pitching there. And again, St. Louis is a team, even though I don't love their pitching staff, they just know how to win. It's just a franchise that gets things done. Cruiser Chris, where's my refund? I mean, seriously, it's like Marcos got back for my birthday vacation yesterday. Ready to get back into sports betting world. What do you say there, Higgs? Hit the like button for you and my guy Tim. Yes, I appreciate it, and so does Tim. Tim likes it the most.
I appreciate it, and I hope you're starting to learn how to speak Marcos. It's its own language, like speaking Lex.
Mm-hmm. Yes, flipping coins in the NFL this weekend. And I'll tell you, this is what I got. I got Seattle -3. It is 6. Philly -3, 14. Miami +1. I don't even know where that's at now. Jags -5. Green Bay -3. San Fran -10. Chargers +1. Atlanta pick'em. Bills at 8. Bears +2. I mean, they're like an 8-point dog now. Dallas +4.5. And I gotta say, I'm a little worried about that. Now they're a 7-point fave. I got some unders. These lines are crazy. Desmond's laughing at my rant. Big waves in the house. Off the radar team to cash in college basketball's Queens NC. They either win or cover next game. Yeah, they're a good team. We've had Queens a few times in here, Big Waves. You know that. KC and the Lions in the Super Bowl. Marcos is Detroit Lenny's alias, apparently. It's his burner. Detroit Lenny's burner accounts. Lions. Lions defense won't stop the Cowboys. That's right. Cowboys are probably going to get bounced by Tampa Bay. Although I'm going to be betting Dallas -3. That's for sure. Because I'm a glutton for punishment. Michael, what do you got here? How much worse practice squad could be compared to Tannehill or Wills? I don't think Tannehill's a bad quarterback. I think the offense is just a bad game plan. The game plan is we're going to run forever, and you got a banged up offensive line. The offensive line is banged up for this team. Are they going to be healthy tomorrow? And I love everything about Tennessee. I like the coach. I do like Tannehill. He's going to be quarterback in the Jets next year.
Please no. Please no. Just no to Tannehill.
Bills and Niners Super Bowl. I think Cincy. I think the way Cincy's played the last month, it's Cincy Niners. I know people are going to be high on the Eagles. I don't know if I'm totally sold on the Eagles. You can't be totally sold on Dallas. We've seen both of these teams kind of show a lot of faults the last month down the stretch here for both teams. Some injury related, some just play related because you got guys banged up, and you can't be elite every week. It's very tough. Bills and Niners. Who are you, Chris Berman? That's funny. Michael, do the Bengals have a play for this weekend? I think they're going to play just because they'll face them the next week, which is odd. But the fact that I think Lamar is done in Baltimore, let's be honest, the guy's not playing. Why am I going to come back and play? Especially in the regular season with nothing to play for. So they got, a third-string quarterback going in this game. Bengals should win by 10+ here. I mean, the Bengals, Baltimore can't score more than 14. So you're going to get your points out of Cincy. Even if we play a half here, Cincy could put up 30 early. It's tricky. Again, what do they have to play for? Nothing. They're playing each other next week. Bill McDonald, yes, they signed Devers 11 years, 300+ milli. Markel at Team Money, I guess, daily best bets. I don't like the Hawks on the road. I need to see if Clint Capella plays, but I like the Lakers money line, no play. Lakers money line. Oh, Markel, put down the fatty blunts, man. What are we doing taking the Lakers? Stop it. Just say no. Just say no. Don't play the game. You don't have to play it. Remember, we don't have to play.
Stop it. Get some help.
Loading up on the Bengals. So listen, I don't know if I want to load up on the Bengals. As I mentioned, what do we got to play here for? I have no idea what we got going on here. Now, bet the Bengals, yes. You're going to go way above your usual bankroll to do it, your usual percentage of bets. I do not recommend. On any games, for that matter. I don't bet more because it's a Super Bowl. It's a Monday night game. I'll bet a little more when I like the game a little more. And Week 17 NFL, this is like betting last week of the preseason. I'm going to go over the top of my bets.
Come on, Higgs. Get a hunch, bet a bunch.
Yeah, I'm going to make those llama shirts. Keep it a classy, Lex. You know how we roll. Lanes in the house, make good point. Hands at work construction. If we have a death or injury, we still have to come back to work, finish it. I agree that the team ahead getting W. And it's not to sound like rude or something, like, oh, somebody gets hurt. NFL guys get hurt, and that was the initial reaction. People are like, well, they told them 5 minutes to play. They never said that. Normal thing is, all right, guys, let's warm up a little bit, see what's going on, right? Took the guy out the field. But then it was kind of like things set in, like, what just happened here? That was kind of a little overwhelming. I'm not trying to, I don't know if people will come in and be like, oh, this guy. I'm not saying it wasn't a serious and they should have stopped. I think they should have, right? I mean, you see something like that, but you don't just not play it ever again. You come back the next day or a day later. But also the difference is, again, I'm not compared to construction or even, police or fire or anybody responding to. You see a car accident on the street, you see somebody could get killed. I'm not trying to diminish that. For these same game, same day, I understand. Totally understand that. But 2 days later, they got to say, listen, fellas, we got to compartmentalize and we got to move on here. All right. Again, people don't want to talk about that. Like the whole, we brought up the Skip Bayless, his triple tweet there, and he got a lot of crap for the last one. But the 2 ones before was like, had nothing like this has ever happened before. This is horrible. What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. What's the NFL going to do? This is crazy. You can't reschedule it. And that, again, this is a problem with Twitter and in our whatever video clip world, our 140 character TikTok 30-second soundbite. He comes off looking, listen, not that guy's a clown, that's not the point, but you can't simplify this. There's no way to simplify it. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. What do we talk about it? Even talk about it, trade, probably like, oh man, what? The hands go up in the air. Next saying hello to Tim. Mini offer grade 10 for 280. Get out of here. After the Mets, they just offered him this? Go to MLB.com. Is this real? I got a couple minutes left here in the show. Where's my MLB.com? I got to pull this up. Did they offer him 10 for 280? Is this right? See if you can find something, Tim. Higgs, I'm looking to bet maybe the Rams money line, poopy play. Hey, at least you're getting what? What's that line now? 6? You're getting a good number with the Rams, right? You don't think McVay doesn't want to lay down to have a division rival win. Baker's a guy who could very well be quarterback in this Rams team next year. With Stafford's injury. Would you be shocked if Stafford retires? I would be shocked. I mean, you lucked into a Super Bowl. Let's be honest. You lucked into the Super Bowl. They got there because Shanahan doesn't know how to coach again. At 6, I don't mind taking a 6. I mean, at 3, I'm on the other way there.
I don't see anything. Whoever said that, MZ, can you cite your sources, please?
Kevin, opinion on the Browns sending Clowney home. Goodbye. What if I saw someone post this on Twitter. His little quote like, I don't care. I just look for somebody to overpay me. I mean, it's funny because let's be honest, teams overpay for players. I get it. I mean, and as much as I think the guys that get injury, he did play like 13, 14 games. Again, not full seasons, but he put up numbers. He played games. I mean, this year's got what, 2 sacks? Are they really missing him? Are they really missing him? Who cares about him? They got to make sure Watson could be a decent quarterback still. That's their number one concern. Besides the money, they got everything else locked in with the whole circus in town. Big Waves, who else riding mattress for Mac driving this purple Lambo? Dude, that was great. That was great. He rented a purple Lambo. I heard if Ravens win Sunday, they're playing Cincy home next week. No, they play Cincy home regardless, I think. I think that's regardless they play Cincinnati. Because the Jags, it switches it around. Yeah, because with the whole tie thing, if the Chargers win, they play Jacksonville. So that's their incentive to win is because they play Jacksonville instead of playing Buffalo or Cincinnati now with the tie. Again, there's so many different scenarios. I have no idea because you don't know what. I don't know. I do not know. Michael, have a good one. Marcos, Groovy Cats might be right because the last time Lions played a playoff game in Dallas, we got cheated. The rest played us so many years. Come on with that. That was not face guarding. Oh my goodness, that was a terrible call. Marco's laughing at the big waves. Lex says Burrow baby. Clippers money line got a haircut today and that lost last night against the Nuggets. Clippers money line today, absolutely. Friend told you, man. I mean, I don't know. I've not seen that, but all right. Listen, obviously we have a lot to talk about tomorrow when we do the show. I'll probably come in a little early since there's noon college hoops, and we'll talk about that. Cal today in college basketball, Wings under on the ice, Clippers in the NBA, and then got the Raiders and the Jags tomorrow. There you go. I'm out of here. Tim's